Hi, thanks for choosing FunUntitled Airlines for your next travel location. I'm your flight attendant Annie, and if you look on the left, you'll see my butthole.
And I'm Minty, the gorilla on the airplane wing. But nobody's gonna believe you when you try to tell the stewardess that.
Okay, real fast, I'm gonna break character. You know that Twilight Zone episode scared me. You know I can't look out the window now because of that episode. Why would you say that?
I thought it was incredibly funny and a great reference to make.
Do you know how many people know what the Twilight Zone is?
The Twilight Zone is incredibly famous. If you're not learning in school, you have a bad teacher.
Is that Joyce Clooney in that one? No, right?
Nah, I don't remember.
Okay, anyway, but this is Fun Untitled, where we serve every podcaster an FU, and the vibe is rancid in the studio tonight.
We're here to take you on a journey to different anime series, through world-building experiences, to tell you the 5 places that we would like to well, we each have our own list, so 10, I guess, in total. 5 to 10, I guess, if there's overlap.
Alright, I'm gonna say the criteria. 1, you are born into this world. You are not automatically the chosen one. Because if there's like a 10% chance that you're like part of the elite core of this cool anime group, you risk the chance of also being the scrub on the street.
You also don't necessarily get to choose where you live. I mean, we may talk and focus about a specific city and whatnot, but it's a crapshoot. So if, let's say, I don't know, One Piece and the thousands of islands, each with different cultures and technological advances and species, you could be a long-legged person in a trash city.
Also, you're born into this world. Like, it's not traveling for a tourist destination. You are born here. You have to worry about the government, the economy, the social rulings.
You are stuck there. You don't get to say you live in one place and then you get to move to another. Well,
Or you could if it's like practical, you know?
sure, okay. Like going from like city to city.
And we're sticking with anime. You have no idea how many times I was like, I would like to live in Gravity Falls. Wait, this is an anime episode. We shouldn't talk about American cartoons.
Also, I don't know what Annie chose, but I personally did not pick series where it happens in the modern day. Not true. We could pick like Yu Yu Hakusho, where you live in modern Japan, but you know, there are like, what was he called? He wasn't called
Kids getting hit by cars.
I'm just saying, there's a good
Spirit
chance that
detective.
you're not gonna be the spirit detective.
So, like, let's say, oh, I would love to be best friends with Godzilla, so I'm gonna pick Godzilla. Like, no. You have to be a scientist in this world who talks to Godzilla if you want to be Godzilla's friend.
I also think like Godzilla's not always attacking Japan, so you'd also have the risk of it never hitting you know, like during your lifetime, it just doesn't happen.
Like, you're just longingly looking at the TV, just kind of rubbing the screen, and when, like, Godzilla attacks, I'm like, that should have been me.
You feel an earthquake like Godzilla.
No, let's get to it. Number 5. Do you want to start?
Sure. I think my answers are kind of weak with 5, but they get stronger with each one. Like, I'm not really thrilled to live in number 5, and that is the world of FMA, Full Metal Alchemist.
That's interesting because we did talk a lot where it would suck to go backward in time with technology regress.
Yes, but I like the idea of drawing little symbols and like manipulating things, fixing something. Like, I'm not expecting to be like state alchemy level, right? Like, I don't care if I have like my own little cheat book of like, okay, I gotta go to turn to page 105 so I can know how to like manipulate metals. I just think it'd be cool to do that.
Minty is a giant nerd, y'all. Nerd. That is true though. I feel like anyone can learn alchemy. It just takes a lot of work because there's clearly books out there.
Right, and then like those who take the state alchemy exam, you don't learn there. There's no academy. You just have to show that you are a good alchemist.
Just like when I took computer science classes.
Ouch. Wow.
That's literally how it felt. Like you had to come and just know it.
I mean, it helps.
Remember that one guy who like made that giant tower but his legs gave out? What you doing, boy?
Yeah, man, you gotta run.
You know, any other reason other than going mad with power? Like, what do you hope to transmutate? Your dead mother?
You're gonna turn lead to gold and then find out it's false? I do think that because I'm Asian and there is an Asian coded society, I could be there. And I could be calling alchemy the Dragon Force. And I could be the Dragon Force user. I don't know what they call me.
Ball. Alright, number 5. Imagine a world just like your own.
Oh no, Annie did. She picked Haikyuu.
Tell me if and anyone picked Haikyuu, it would have been you. No, imagine a world just like yours, with one small difference. All the food is really fucking good. That's why I picked Food Wars for number 5.
Bullshit.
Because I think, like, I don't want to go in the past. And I wanted, like, a little modern setting, but, like, what's the best modern setting? It ain't Blue Exorcist. It ain't Shoujo. Food Wars. Because there's guaranteed chefs out there who can give me foodgasms.
Stop. You are the pickiest eater in the world.
Tell me, if the food tastes really good, I will eat
There's
it.
food that tastes incredibly good in real life already. And you're just saying that you want food that makes you actually physically take off your clothes.
Oh, wait, another thing too, in Food Wars world, no one has a least favorite food. I've never seen anyone be like, I don't like B, I don't like C, I don't like D. That means unless you can canonically prove it to me, everyone likes every single food in Food Wars.
Okay, but if you watch shows like Top Chef, those chefs don't really have least favorites either. They have their specialty and they do well, and they appreciate other culture foods as well.
Yes, but at the same time, we talked about this when we discussed, like, are we going to put Naruto's on our list? And we said no, because they do not explain the technology. We have to just go assumingly of what we see. So thus, Food Wars, we just have to assume that every food is dang delicious. Like, you know how people's like, you don't like broccoli? You never had my broccoli.
This happens in real life. The only difference in real life and the Food Wars world is, one, again, as I just said, there's a food that's so good it could physically take off your food. And two, there's a school as stupid as theirs.
Maybe I want a strip. Ever thought of that?
Go do it now.
Okay, fine.
You'll get arrested though.
Oh, I hate when we record in public. You say it's not going to be a problem, but it becomes a problem.
Moving on from your stupid ass choice, and I hope it gets better as time goes on.
Go bite me.
My number 4 is Psychopath.
You know what? I was thinking Psychopath, but I thought to myself, you have to be a real psycho to pick that gothic place.
No. I like Psychopath because it's in the future. The technology is advanced.
They have a gun that can profile you.
Okay, that one is the only like part that kind of sucks. Like, I appreciate the black and whiteness of it, but like it's also kind of impractical because life isn't black and white. Because like the very first episode, right? If you don't know what Psychopaths is a show where the police officers, they deal justice based on a gun that can read a person's psychopath. If you hit level 300 and higher, then you are considered criminally insane and the gun will destroy you. But in the very first episode, the main female character calmed down the criminal so that his numbers were right below 300, and then it would just neutralize him and not just completely destroy him. So that part's a little like whack because it's kind of like,
How are you a minority and picking Psychopath?
because I like that there's an aptitude test that tells me what career I should go into.
You and I both think the same way, and it scares me.
Right? It's a little like the aptitude test in real life sucks.
Okay, but you understand that's the very definition of what the communist regime wants, right? To, like, test you and put you in the role you're most suited for.
I understand this. I'm just saying there's a point where there's so much choices that you are like paralyzed. So just having some direction helps. Because think about it, the only direction we have in like the modern USA of now is basically like availability. If you know about it, then you're gonna take it. If there's an opportunity to do it, then you're gonna do it. It doesn't mean that's the best choice for you, but it's just like as of that moment, it's the only thing you know of.
Something about Psychopaths I do think is interesting is that I believe, don't quote me on this, I think you take a test and then like depending on how high your score is, then you choose what job you want. Because I remember her two friends being like, you got such a high score, you could have done anything you wanted and you picked being a cop.
That is true, yeah, I remember that too. Also, if I remember correctly, they changed their clothes to holograms. Okay, one of the one things I hate in the world is changing my clothes. Not necessarily changing of fashions, I just mean the literal act of changing clothes. I just think it's such a pain in the ass to do.
No, you have to understand, Minty, not everyone has a giant head of yours, and sometimes the other people can put their head through the collar hole.
Okay, but even like people who like clothes, they can't be that fond of changing, of the actual act of taking off clothes just to put on a different set of clothes.
Have I not said in the last world, I love shipping?
Okay, but you're taking off clothes to be naked. That's not the same as changing clothes.
Alright.
Think about it, if you're in a play, bam, you're in your next costume. We can all just be running naked, but with hologram clothes.
Well, but I don't want to say I'm a freak. I would definitely get shot in Psychopath if I was living there. Did you even think about bringing me in any of these worlds?
Thinking about it? No.
Alright.
Maybe one of them you could be in.
Okay.
Hey, what's your number 4?
My number 4. Not proud of this choice, but I needed.
Were you proud of number 5?
I was proud of number 5.
Oh no, it gets worse.
I just picked the world of Boku no Hero My Academia.
Oh, fucking
Because
basic ass bitch.
guarantee almost every single Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to get a quirk power.
I feel like 10% is pretty high though.
A little spoiler. They know in the manga, it's kind of like a Deku. I think you're like the last person to ever get no powers. Suck to be you.
Really? I thought the whole point of My Academia is like as the generations go on, you're least likely to get powers. Isn't that what they explained in the beginning?
Is that what they explained in the beginning?
I thought that's what they said, but you know, it's been a while since I've read the beginning of My Academia. But go on.
But yeah, so I almost guarantee I'm gonna get cool quirks.
What quirk do you want?
I want the quirk. We did this in the thumbnail. I want to control a little mercury ball.
You want to be a poisonous liquid?
Hell yeah. I don't know if I got that from Fringe or not. Oh, I'm sorry, not mercury. I just meant silver.
Okay, that'd be cool.
Like multiple silver so I can turn into like a key. I got that from Rave Master.
Oh, you want to be this?
No, I'm like this controller.
Okay, I thought I was like
Imagine a Chow from Sonic. I have a little silver ball over my head that I can control.
That's it?
Yeah.
You can control the size of a small Chao ball life force.
But I can turn into any shape. Like I can turn into a spike and like, pierce someone's forehead.
How far can this thing travel?
How far?
Would you want to be a professional hero?
No. Wait, that's the reason why My Hero Academia is number 4. If I remember correctly, the League of Villains are like, I think it's bullshit that the government says that no one can use their powers unless they have a quirk permit. And you can only get that if you're a hero.
Right. I think it's just in public though. Like I think if you're at home you could use your quirk.
I think, now this is my game theory. You know how Chaka wanted to help her parents in the construction field with her powers of, gravity?
Right.
I think the dad also probably has gravity, but he's not allowed to use his powers.
Unless you get a work permit.
Oh,
Like maybe you could only use it at work.
Hey, yeah, okay.
But we don't know.
We don't know.
They never explored that factor.
But we know that the system is jank enough to have a villain crew to try break the system.
That's true. Let's base off the assumptions of what we know. And that is that civilians cannot use their quirk in public.
Yeah, that's why it was like a big thing during the summer camp when Aizawa was like, everyone's allowed to use your quirk.
Right.
Wasn't there like one thing? Oh yeah, I think it was Ida, Deku, and Todoroki. They was like trying to find Stain, but because they used their powers without permission, they couldn't take credit for
I
that.
think it's something like that, yeah.
Also, there's a chance I could be born into this world looking like a dog.
Would that be a bad thing?
That'd be good. I want to look like a dog.
That would be a good thing. Honestly, if you could like go in the world and be like an animal species, that's a positive.
A positive. Also, I might be walking and seeing Mount Lady's butt in my face.
You could be the centipede man.
Alright, moving on to your number 3.
My number 3, a little bit of an odd choice, but kind of goes in the same vein of why I chose number 4. I chose cells at work.
What the fuck?
I think-
like Osmosis Jones?
No, not like Osmosis Jones. Actually, maybe like Osmosis Jones, but more like cells at work with focused on the immune cells. I feel like in Osmosis Jones, like every cell was a living being, but in like cells at work, only the white cells were living beings. Oh, I guess the white and red cells, right? Of course. So I feel like you live in a world and you have a fairly basic job, and you only really gotta be worried when like an invasion happens, which I guess happens fairly often. Your body's always being attacked by viruses and bacteria. It's just if the virus and bacteria can overrun the immune cells, then you have like an illness. So chances are I'm a red blood cell and I just walk around town.
Well, 2 things. 1, if you're a red blood cell, what if you go down there and you don't want to go down there, but like all the blood is going down there?
I feel like honestly, whether it's the brain or your rectum, nothing looks different. Because you only stay in the blood vessels. You're not a white blood cell.
2, what if you're born as a platelet and you're just a shitty child for the rest of your life?
Is that what the children were?
Yeah, they're platelets.
Oh, okay. Well, I got a 50-50 chance of things. Either 1, I just constantly stay in the body and deal with like the mini clots that we're always having. Or worse, I have to go outside and then I fall off and I die. I got 50-50.
Who's the one that you fall? Do platelets fall off and die?
When you cut yourself and there's a scab, those scabs are made of platelets.
Oh, but those kids just put a little net over it.
Oh, is that what they did?
Yeah.
So they didn't like actually like hug each other and like clog up a wound.
No, pretty sure we wouldn't remember the children home. hole. Well, a bunch of children just kind of cram themselves into a hole.
Oh, all right, then. I guess I'm aiming for platelet, but I'm most likely a red blood cell.
Alright.
Let's be honest.
Alright, my number 3. I would like to live in the world of bo because I fucking love bo. No one talks about that enough. We gotta watch that one day.
We definitely need to do an episode on that. That is the funniest anime until we see Gintama.
See, when I was at work today, that's why I have a full-time job, ladies. I can support you.
Dog owners.
I was really like, someone asked me, what are you gonna do this weekend? And I jumped from subject A to B to C to D in the span of a minute, to the point where I said, I'm so sorry, I'm spiraling down a weird ADHD hole. I have to stop.
That show is good for ADHD people.
That Bobo, like, I would fucking love it if the topic kept changing and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm just rolling with the punches. I'm not the freak who can't pay attention. The world can't pay attention.
But what if you're just one of the civilians that get shaved bald?
I'll have a show when the Afro Man comes to save me eventually. And no matter what, like, there's a talking dog somewhere. He doesn't just exist with Bobo.
Would you be the Bobo, the Don Patch, or the Jelly Jiggler?
I want to be that little white guy that gets bullied a lot, and then he goes up Bobo's butthole to become girl Bobo.
What?
Yeah, you don't know the guy, the little white onion.
Oh, the
looking-
Denku?
Yeah, Denku. I want to be him.
He does what?
He literally does a scene where Bobo's trying to eat Don Patch to become that really powerful fusion.
Right.
But in like the little onion guy, he like hits away the candy and then he goes and up Bobo's butthole. Like
What?
that's a canon scene.
No. What?
Okay, we looked it up on YouTube. I should Denbo.
Look up Denbo transformation. It'll change your life. It's also the reason why we love Bobo.
But I would love to be Denbo. Just cruising, get hit sometimes, become a cute girl. Not a lot of responsibility.
I don't know if the reasoning's all there, but I respect the choice. It's hard to be Bobo. It's a
I'm
really
weird. I'm
good
fucking
show.
weirdo.
You would fit right into that world.
I feel like I kind of have some Don Patch energy. Or Papa Rocks, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I do feel that too.
Right? Like, you, I don't know what character you would be in Bobo. Maybe that one blonde girl. She's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. What is her name?
Who knows?
I feel like I'm like a soften.
I was gonna say Soften, but I don't, maybe I
No,
still
no,
see-
you're right. I would be Torpedo Girl. I've got a lot of anger in me, and I've got like a short sight. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm just like one track mind.
Torpedo Girl was in love with Soften, right?
Yeah, I'd be Soften's lover.
Alright, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is based on a love of nature, a love of animals, thinking that this series is one of the best world buildings.
Oh gosh, Children of the Whales.
No, that show sucked, and you know it. It's Toriko.
I told you constantly we cannot keep giving Toriko a platform.
And I told you not to choose a show that takes place in modern Japan. But here we are.
Now wait, is this anime Toriko and manga Toriko? Because there's a difference.
I like the manga, so I'll go with the manga. I'm not exactly sure what the difference between the two is.
Because the manga has all the fan submitted items, but in the anime they didn't want to get any of the rights, so it's kind of like filled with bootleg items.
Yeah, they play the same role though overall.
You know that it's not name brand in the anime.
Look, I'll pick the manga. Got good ideas. Got amazing work. Like, I don't expect myself to be a gourmet hunter or even a gourmet chef. But I feel like I would be constantly surrounded by... Okay, so, like, right now we live in very urban jungles. We live in concrete cities, right? But, like, in the world of Toriko, it's more like the nature is like everywhere. It's always in your face, like something's made out of the animal or like made out of like a nature thing. So you're just like, even if you are in a city, you're still somewhat like the world is still heavily influenced by natural things.
Yeah, we gotta think about that sweet house that Toriko lives in. Sometimes you don't want your face to be just bombarded with food.
I wouldn't want to live in a gingerbread candy house, to be truthful. That's not the point. Also, the anime, Toriko, it's literally one of the most colorful animes out there. And I think that's awesome.
Boy, they really, that Toriko Dragon Ball One Piece crossover, they really put all the eggs in one basket thinking Toriko is going to do really well.
It's okay. It's an okay series. You know, I just think it's not an art style that will attract a lot of people. And its fight scenes are a little bit on the weaker side.
Look, we said it up and down the street. Toriko's a good series until they go into the, what do they call it? The Dark Continent world?
I knew you were gonna say that.
No, but when they go into the gourmet world, then that's when it drops off.
For sure.
Because you don't want to live in the gourmet world, right?
No, nobody really does. So if I'm, you know what? If I do get born as a yokai, I guess I would end up there.
Yeah, I do appreciate the fact that Toriko seems to have a lot of specialty restaurants.
Yeah. And like based on like it could even be based on like the effects it's supposed to give you, which is cool too.
Oh, that spa?
Yeah.
With people who don't know, because I'm assuming everyone doesn't know, there's like a spa filled with animals you can go in. Like, there's like a hot tub whale.
I like the butterflies that come near you. Although apparently if you get like the red butterflies, that means death is at the door.
I like the little seahorses that just like sucks your feet.
It actually exists in real life, right? Although it's fish, not sea. I would love to go to one of those. I think there is one in Hawaii, but it's in like Waikiki, so tourist trap.
I get a little bit scared of hurting them.
You just don't move. They
I'm
do.
ticklish.
Stupid.
But moving on to my number 2. Get out of here, Toriko. You copied my number 2. Hunter x Hunter. You just fly away.
Why?
I think, okay, automatically Hunter x Hunter is a diverse world full of cool stuff. Like, we can agree with that, right?
Yeah.
And you have collectors who they all collect cool stuff. And as long as I have the money, I can buy said cool stuff. So I can either be a hunter and develop Nen, which is so cool because it's one of the only powers that I know of top of my head where you can specifically mold your power into what you want.
But most people don't have Nen or even know about Nen.
I'm just saying that there's a 2 paths you can take in Hunter x Hunter is you can become a hunter with Nen, or you can just be a person living the world. And like, there's a fucking video game where you can actually go into the game. That's awesome.
You could also be born in Meteor City.
Yeah.
That's the trash city that
okay.
Frollo is from and the Phantom Troop started in.
Well, yeah, there's a chance, but you know, you can say about any world.
You could be born on an island when the Chimera ants come and eat you alive.
You realize in Toriko, the 4 kings was found in basically a trash city, right? Until that one dude came and adopted them all.
I'm just saying, Hunter
I'm just saying, there's a trash city in Toriko too. Because Hunter x Hunter, if I know anything from Fatty McFatty, part of the Zodiac family, he had a bunch of cool anime stuff.
Sure. I mean, okay, to be fair, I think in the world of Hunter x Hunter, you're most likely just gonna be a normal person who lives in a city like York New City. Like, nothing fancy.
I'm gonna be chilling with that swindler dude in York New City. Was he a swindler? The one who helped them out at the black market?
I can't remember if he was a con artist or was he like just good at telling what cons were.
I'll be chilling with him.
Okay, but the cool thing about Hunter x Hunter is being a Nen user.
Yeah, but there's a shit ton of cool animals in Hunter x Hunter. You can't tell me you wouldn't love reading books about them.
Sure.
You're a giant nerd in Hunter x Hunter. Also, Leorio had a cool beetle phone that he got pretty on a good deal.
I would like to be a poacher in Hunter x Hunter.
What's wrong with you?
Not like endangered animals to extinction. I just want to like see. Just want to be Toriko, to be honest. So without the food part.
So Hunter x Hunter, I feel like you can take the dangerous path or you can take the cool casual path, and they're both very cool options.
You could also just be like the poison hunter.
Poison Hunter.
You're not necessarily fighting people, but you are there collecting things.
I'm gonna be like Biscuit, just collect pretty rocks.
That is true too.
Oh, what's your number 1, Mr. I think Hunter x Hunter's a bad idea, like when it's coming off hiatus?
Well, by the time this episode comes out, the hiatus is over. Oh god, I hope so anyways. I hope it's not like back for 2 chapters and then over. Hey, my number 1 world that I would want to live in, and I think it's pretty obvious why, is the world of Dragon Ball.
Okay, real fast, we just want to say we agreed not to put Pokemon and Digimon on this list.
Oh, right, because that would be way too obvious of an answer. We should have started that from the beginning.
We should have.
We should have, so that way people would know, like, okay, number 1's more interesting to find out about. Oh my god, I would be a Pokemon trainer. I would try to be Pokemon champion. Actually, not even Pokemon champion. I would just collect a lot of poison Pokemon.
Oh, no, real fast, Skippy. Let's not go too far ahead. Why the fuck do you think Dragon Ball is better than Hunter x Hunter?
Capsule Corp.
You gotta be shitting me. You know how expensive Capsule Corp must be?
I just think that of all the future technologies out there in all of the different animes, not even animes, in just like sci-fi TV shows and apocalypse and whatever, I just think capsules is the coolest technology. Basically able to transport it with you, a home, a car, I don't know weapons, but I'm pretty sure it's just unlimited to anything. A time machine.
You ever see a poor person with Capsule Corp technology?
To be fair, the only one you see is Bulma.
Yeah, well, you don't see Chi-Chi in her house and Goku using Capsule Corp stuff.
I think you might see minor villains in Dragon Ball, but also, I could be a dog in that world, and we said that was a plus.
President Furry.
I could see a dinosaur.
Sorry, I remember the Team 4-star joke. It'll take too long to explain.
I'm just saying, pretty
Yeah,
cool.
like, okay, the chances of you getting blown to smithereens by some random kid or an alien is also really high, but...
But also coming back to life. See, I was gonna bring up that, where I will know what the afterlife looks like and think, I guess I don't have to try that hard to be a good person.
I think people shouldn't have a fear of death if you know what the afterlife is. 'Cause if you know that the afterlife is just chilling with a bunch of smucks, that's fine. That's like just moving on.
Yeah, that's very true. I think a lot of times the fear to do good is the fear of the afterlife. Because I know that's not what religion is necessarily about, but that is what the shallow reasoning people have of religion. So, I mean, there is a hell in Dragon Ball, right? Because that's what Frieza went.
Piffle, home of infinite losers.
Oh, God.
That is in the dub when they had to censor it.
The place for losers?
The home for infinite losers. Piffle.
Okay. Anyways, that's why I think Dragon Ball would be pretty cool.
Put capsule core. Don't eat it, kid.
Anyways, what's your number one?
I feel like if you know me, you know what the number one is.
I swear to God, if you pick Fairy Tail.
It's Fairy Tail, baby.
Nah,
You know me
bullshit.
so
No, you
well.
did not.
You know I had to pick my boy Fairy Tail.
Shut up.
No, it's a world full of magic. And like
20% of people have magic.
yeah, but you can buy magical items. In episode 1, Lucy goes into a magic shop and straight up she can buy something that can change the colors of her clothes and it's on the cheaper end.
She did?
What?
I thought she bought a silver key.
She had the option to buy it. That's what the shopkeeper was trying to push.
But what if you can only use it if you have a natural act for magic?
I don't know, because I'm pretty sure Fairy Tail wouldn't have a gift shop full of lacrimas if only magic people could have it.
Okay, fair. But I think it's stupid.
Okay. I just want to say one thing. I could choose either between Black Clover or Fairy Tail because I wanted a magical world where like almost everyone has powers. And Black Clover is so fucking classist. I'm like, hell no.
But you definitely have a grimoire.
You definitely have a grimoire.
The chances of not having one is incredibly low.
Actually, don't you have to do that book ceremony thing?
Yeah, but like the richest people to the poorest people do it. In Fairy Tail, you have a 20% chance of getting magic.
20% getting magic. Wait, like I said, don't fight me on this. I know a lot of people can get magic. And also the Grandmaster game seems pretty pogs. And you're like, oh, well, what about the regression of technology? Nah, bitch, Lacrima solves everything because Hiro Mishima is a bad writer. It's like, of course we have Lacrima phones. Of course we have Lacrima TVs. Of course we're going to explain every Tom, Dick, and Harry things with Lacrima.
So the magical items is just basically a substitute for electronic.
1, yes, and 2, that just reminded me. So Mystigan is Jalal from Edelus.
Right.
Edelus people have no magic whatsoever.
Right.
But Mystigan can use magic stabs.
Right.
Thus, holder items, you don't have to have a magic infinity. You can just use it.
Okay. And that's what you'd like to do.
I would love to buy a silver key and just have a little dog follow me.
You're such a piece of shit, you know that?
A piece of shit. My answer is 10 times better than Dragon Ball for Capsule Core, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure has a high price range.
You don't know that. Also, it could be a boat.
Because, I'm gonna assume everyone can buy a capsule machine with a motorcycle in it. That must cost $5 as max.
I'm just saying, if you could buy a capsule car for the same price you'd buy it for a real life car, you'd get the capsule car.
You know what kind of sucks though? Is that what if you have to find a place to like activate the car, but all the car slots are being used by other people?
What used by other people? You release the capsule, the car comes out, you drive off. Now it's open.
You think terrorist attacks has become more prevalent with the use of capsules? Because then you can just hide a gun inside a capsule?
It could be possible,
So,
sure.
like, when the TSA is gonna like unlock every capsule?
Sure, but that doesn't minus out the potential benefits of it.
I'm just saying, Fairy Tail is pretty cool. Like, the Grand Magical game is 10 times cooler than the fighting tournament in Dragon Ball.
At least I have. Actually, you do have cars in your world.
Yes, we do. Cause the card that they used once in Lullaby Arc, but solidified it.
Alright, well, I definitely have an airplane.
Okay, you can have an airplane, and you have your little Dragon Ball scouter. I'll take flying cats coming from the sky.
Yeah, one day, all of a sudden, these Xy's are gonna pour out, and they're gonna beat you for money.
I'm going to eat one of them. Alright, that was our top 5 anime locations minus Pokemon. I want to eat an X seed now. Sorry, I was spitting on you.
I think we're done here.
Okay, bye.